Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of social work in India, a profession that stretches from ancient philosophical roots all the way to the complex challenges of today.
You know, that powerful idea of service, put so perfectly by Mahatma Gandhi, is really the seed from which the entire profession of social work grows. It's this concept that sees helping others as a way to connect with something much greater than ourselves.
But what does that actually look like? I mean, how do you take this personal value, this call to serve, and turn it into a real professional mission with clear goals and methods? Well, let's break that down.
So, at its very heart, service to humanity is really about compassion. It's this idea of recognizing that we're all connected, that fundamental oneness of all people, no matter their caste, their creed, or where they come from. And that's not just some nice, fluffy idea. It's the bedrock you need to build a more just society. So when we talk about service in a professional sense, we're talking about these organized programs. But here's what's really key. In social work, service is the foundational value. It's the principle that says the well-being of the person you're helping, the client, comes above everything else.
Okay, so this is a really important point. We have to draw a clear line between this kind of professional service and simple charity, because while they might both come from a good place, their goals, and maybe more importantly, their outcomes can be totally different.
You've probably heard that old saying, right? Give a person a fish, you feed them for a day. Teach them how to fish, and you feed them for a lifetime. That's pretty much the perfect way to think about this. Charity often provides that immediate relief, the fish. It's crucial in a crisis for sure. But social work? That's about teaching someone how to fish. It's all about long-term empowerment, fostering self-sufficiency, and really trying to break those cycles of dependency.
Right. So here's the bottom line. Social work isn't just about having good intentions. It is a professional practice, a systematic method. It uses scientific approaches and technical skills to empower people, whether that's individuals, groups, or even whole communities.
So, how did this profession actually take root in India? How did it evolve in such a unique social landscape? Well, the journey tells a pretty fascinating story.
I mean, this has been a long journey. You can trace the philosophical ideas of service way back to ancient texts like the Gita. Then you see that spirit pop up again in the 19th century with social reformers, people like Rajaram Mohan Roy, who were tackling huge issues like child marriage. But things really got formal in 1936 with the founding of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. That was the real game changer that kicked off the spread of social work education all across the country.
But, despite this amazing history, the path forward hasn't been exactly easy. Modern social work, especially the way it's taught in India, is facing some really significant systemic hurdles.
One of the biggest issues is the curriculum itself. You see, the early models for social work education were pretty much imported from the West, and even today, a huge chunk of the curriculum is still very Eurocentric. And that creates a real disconnect, right? Because these models don't always fit the social realities in India. Just imagine trying to apply a Western, super individualistic therapy model to a community that's deeply collectivistic and family-oriented. It just doesn't quite line up.
And that curriculum problem is just one piece of the puzzle. There's also this constant gap between what students learn in a classroom and what they actually need to do on the ground. Fieldwork training can be super inconsistent from one place to another, plus there's no single national body regulating everything, so quality can be all over the place. All of this just makes it harder for the profession to get the full respect and recognition it really deserves.
Okay, so with all those challenges in mind, where are social workers actually out there making a difference? Well, their toolkit gets applied across an incredibly wide range of fields.
So a huge one is child and family services. This is where social workers provide just essential support. Everything from counseling families and fighting for children's rights to helping them get through really tough situations.
Then you've got schools. In a school setting, they're this vital resource. They help students deal with not just the academic stress, but all the personal and social stuff that can really get in the way of learning and just being a kid.
And in healthcare, their role is just so critical. They really act as that bridge between the purely medical side of treatment and a patient's emotional well-being. They're the ones helping families cope with an illness and making sure all the care is coordinated.
They're also right there on the front lines of mental health. This means offering counseling, running group therapy, and working inside communities to build awareness and chip away at that stigma that can be so damaging.
And you'll even find them inside the justice system. Here, the focus is all on rehabilitation.
working with inmates and people who've been released to help them successfully get back on their feet and reintegrate into society. Okay, so you have all these different fields, right? Schools, hospitals, communities, but they are all driving towards one single powerful goal: the pursuit of social justice.
And this is the ultimate goal of the whole profession. It's about building a society where fairness, opportunity, and having your basic needs met aren't just a matter of luck. It's about weaving those things into the very fabric of the system, so they're there for everyone. And that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? The path forward really seems to lie in creating this powerful synergy, blending those global, evidence-based practices of modern social work with the deep indigenous wisdom and local community models that are so unique to India. How can that fusion create a profession that's not just effective, but truly deeply resonant with the people it serves? That right there is both the challenge and the incredible opportunity that lies ahead.